welcome you all to our program tonight. We are going to start with, I want to talk first a little bit about the video that our video production students put together. We had a fantastic transition meeting with the Middle School East students. We went over to Middle School East, and the curriculum, some of the curriculum team leaders came over with us, and we did this great presentation with the students, and we just had a wonderful time explaining Milford High School to them and the course offerings and the athletics and programs and services. And then a few weeks later, the Middle School East students came up here, spent a few hours with us up at Milford High School, going about into the academic classrooms, into our vocational programs, into a lot of our practical arts. They met with our peer mentors who guided them through the building. So it was really a terrific day, just an amazing experience. So I wanted to share with you the video that we put together that really captures a lot of the academic and co-curricular programming that we have at the high school. So we'll start with that.
Milford High School is an institution of educational excellence. We value our students, faculty, and staff, and we work together to develop a rich and authentic learning experience for every student at Milford High School. Central to our mission is advancing intellectual curiosity, critical thinking, and personal responsibility for success now and in the future. Milford High School is divided into 6 instructional areas where our students engage in a rigorous college preparatory curriculum, including an expansive honors program and 19 advanced placement courses. In these classrooms, students pursue excellence in English, math, foreign language, social studies, and science. Practical arts, fine arts, music, and athletics are also a major part of what Milford High School has to offer. Classes in 21st century technology are consistent with current practice in educational technology and provides hands-on training to prepare students for college and career readiness. Milford Scarlet Hawk Athletics, or Scarlet Hawk Nation as we like to call our teams, pride ourselves on 3 core values. 1. Relentlessly pursuing excellence and improvement. 2. Championship sportsmanship. 3. Representing Scarlet Hawk Nation with respect to integrity 24/7. We offer 23 varsity sports at Milford High School during the fall, winter, and spring season for boys and girls. The Milford High School Music Department offers a variety of courses to students of all interests and ability levels. Whether you are interested in learning to play the piano, studying other cultures, or more focused on the technical aspects of music construction, there is a class for you. Come check out our highly regarded music program and be part of our success. Our course in ceramics is designed to give students the opportunity to construct basic ceramic forms using hands-on techniques while introducing a variety of glaze applications. Rules, procedures, and safety measures will be practiced daily in the ceramic studio. In Art of Fashion, students will explore the world of fashion through basic art techniques. Instructional methods include lecture, studio demonstration, and research of current and historical trends. In computer programming and Java programming, students will be introduced to computer science and computer programming through Visual Basic Programming Language. Students will use these skills to create simple computer programs, interfaces, and games. In computer systems technology, students will be introduced to the hardware components inside of a computer. Students will learn about motherboards, processors, hard drives, memory, video cards, and more. Students will also have the opportunity to take a computer apart, put it back together, and replace hardware components. Early childhood education is an elective offered to all students that offers up a series of 3 classes. Students in early childhood education have an opportunity to care for an infant simulator, work with young children, gain practical parenting skills, as well as an opportunity to assist in kindergarten and first grade classes throughout the Milford school system. Food service management is a 2-part elective offered to all students. In these classes, students develop their culinary skills, which can lead them to making successful meals for themselves, as well as spark an interest in pursuing a career in the culinary field. In web design, students will learn all aspects of planning, designing, and coding websites using HTML code and Adobe Dreamweaver. Adobe Photoshop will be introduced to teach students how to create graphics and manipulate images for their websites. Photography is designed to take the student from the history of photography to advanced digital imaging. Students will become proficient in the use of Adobe Photoshop CS5. Students will learn how to use manual and digital cameras and set up studio lighting. They will also be introduced to advanced studio and commercial photography. In engineering, students will receive instruction in fundamental technology theory and application. Content areas contain learning standards of engineering design, construction technologies, energy and power technologies, and many more. Robotics provides students with an introduction to the field of robotics. It requires students to apply skills from science, math, technology, and computer science classes to meet robotics challenges. Students will design, build, and program simple robots to perform specific functions. In sports marketing, students learn about the billion-dollar sports industry. This course will help students develop a thorough understanding of marketing concepts and theories as they apply to the sports industry. The Hospitality and Tourism Management Program is the first of its kind in a non-vocational public school in Massachusetts. We are in our second year with our Massachusetts state-recognized Chapter 74 program, where our students learn about the hospitality industry in a virtual setting and with hands-on experience in the field with our partners, the Doubletree Hotel, the Marriott Hotel, and Atlas Travel. Throughout the course, we may cover many aspects of the hospitality industry, including hotels, food and beverage, event planning, airlines, resorts, cruises, casinos, sales, and marketing. We also put a large focus on professional development, including preparing resumes and portfolios. We will be expanding our vocational programs over the next few years, and we are looking at facilities management and home health care as two of our new vocational programs. Video production is an elective offered to all students that teaches the essentials of television and film production with hands-on project work. Students will have the opportunity to use professional HD equipment, produce live television shows in collaboration with Milford TV, and even learn about aerial photography with lessons in flying a drone camera. The highlight for everybody in the video production program is producing the yearly Lip Dub music video.
So that video was produced by students in the video production program, and they did an absolutely amazing job. Malcolm, who's filming for us tonight for Milford TV, is one of the students who helped to develop that fantastic video. So a couple more things, and speaking of communication, if for any reason you miss anything this evening, or you want to see this video again and you want to see the PowerPoint, all of this information will be posted on the Milford Local Access channel, as well as YouTube and the high school's website. So I did want to just take a moment to show you. This is the high school's website, so each of the schools has a website, and as you probably know, we use our website quite a bit. One of the aspects that I use a lot is the Twitter feed. So here on the school's Twitter feed, we post a lot of pictures of different student events, students in class, students at activities, different things that are going on around the school. As you can see here, recently we had students performing just random acts of kindness in the high school. A group of students got together and decided that they were going to give flowers to the secretaries and thank them for all the support that they give to the students every day. So that was a really special moment that we had just this week. And so for here, we are looking for some families to host international students with our Chinese exchange program. We recently had these are pictures of the first annual prom fair that we had in the cafeteria a couple weeks ago. So if you're looking for some information about what's going on at school, the website is a good place to look. We also post announcements every day. So the announcements that are read to the students, over the PA are also posted here. So parents can see what's going on at school every day, if there's a dance coming up or an athletic event, or when the next Best Buddies meeting is, and so forth. So that information is available there. And then of course on our high school calendar is also where we post, again, you can see all the events. You can see there was a Best Buddies dance on the 8th, there's an early release day on the 15th. We had our alumni event for parents and students on the 14th. That's when the alumni come back and talk to parents and students about their college experience and how they're doing in college and what their process was like. So we have parents talk to parents about their experience as a parent going through the college admissions process with their children, and then we have the alumni come back and talk with our current students about what college life is like. So the high school website is a good place to garner information that you may be interested in. Another place that we do also put quite a bit of information is at the, well, I was locked out, but in the family portal, if you don't mind holding for a minute so I can show you a visual of where you can find information. I have to log in with a different account to show you your side of it from the. There we go. Okay. So on the family side, your family portal should look like this. And so what you will find, and you may have noticed some of this, but right here, this is an announcement that we posted when the U.S. News and World Report updated their listing of colleges and universities that have gone SAT and ACT optional. This is kind of a big story nationally now because more and more colleges are really considering the impact of SAT and ACT scores on admission and how much weight they should give to that versus the student's 4-year transcript of academics and activities and athletics and community service and leadership and so forth. So we post some things there, and then down beneath here is where you'll be able to find the bell schedules. Right here are the course offerings for next year, which will also be posted at the website. But we try to put information in a few different places to make it easy for parents to access the information that they need. We're continually working on communication. We're using Blackboard Connect a lot more to also send out notices to parents. I sent a notice last night as a reminder for tonight and also later and earlier this afternoon. So that's another method. So email. So it's very important that we have an email address for our parents. So when we send out alerts, you receive that in a timely way. So those are some of our communication processes. So at this point, what I'd like to do is move into the presentation. So what I've asked, this is the second time that we've done our scope and sequence presentation for our parents, and each of the curriculum team leaders, department heads, are going to talk, give you an overview of their department. They're going to talk about sequencing of courses, and then they will talk about just some of the nuts and bolts and just the essence of their department and what it is that your students will be doing as a student in the English department, the history department, the science department. So we'll move into the presentation. We're going to start with Mr. Cunningham, who is our curriculum team leader in the English department.
All right, hi. So I'm Amy Cunningham. I'm the CTL of the English department. So we have 3 slides. I'll kind of talk about the way to read the slides and then, just kind of scroll through them afterwards. We offer 3 tracks of courses. This is pretty typical. Most of the departments have the high school and integrated level, a CP level, and an honors level. Most people are probably familiar with those just from their own schooling or, some other experience maybe we've had with other students in the building. Integrated level tends to be our kind of lowest remedial level where we go at a pretty slow pace for the students, kind of match them up. Class sizes tend to be pretty small for students who need that type of extra assistance in the subject. Our CP level, college prep, is pretty kind of typical pace. A lot of our students kind of find themselves in those courses, and then we have the honors level, which is kind of a little bit more rigorous, and those are offered from 9 through 12. So the 3 slides that we have, you can kind of see them here. I'll just kind of go back and forth between them. These are typical paths that students may take. Now, there's nothing kind of hard and fast or binding about these, so if you're in an integrated English 9 course, you're not going to find yourself in the integrated track all the way through. You can kind of freely go up and down depending on your course load, comfort level, all those types of things. But our English 1 and 2 course, so for the 9th graders and the 10th graders, are kind of banded together in the sense that they're survey courses. So they're not organized chronologically, they're not really clustered thematically. Really, they're kind of broad sampling of literature by type and genre and style. So you'll have drama, you'll have novel, you'll have poetry, you'll have nonfiction, you'll have kind of all of those things. And they're really chosen for their kind of functionality more than any type of overall cohesion in the way that our American Lit and World Lit courses go. So those are both chronological, those are kind of thematically clustered, those really have a kind of accumulating quality to them as they go through. If you go to this, so this is the honors level track, that we do offer 2 AP courses in the English department, AP Language and Composition. It's a course that I teach. It is focused primarily on composition and rhetoric, kind of the ways in which you can work with nonfiction. And then we have AP Literature and Composition, which is a traditional literature-based English course. Goes at a pretty fast pace. Both of them are exam-driven. You'll hear a lot more about APs as the night goes on, so I won't go into too much about how that program's set up. You'll hear it from some other people. And then we have Hemingway, Steinbeck, Faulkner, Topper to the juniors or the seniors, does fulfill a core requirement for next year. It focuses on those 3 authors, so it's a pretty specific author-driven course from 3 American authors from 1920 to 1950. We have a few electives that fall under the English department. We have creative writing, which is just kind of students writing in narrative modes, poetry, kind of writing, doing a bunch of different kind of stuff that creative writing you'd probably imagine would take place in a course like that. Journalism really kind of is what it sounds like. And then we have multiple theater courses, Theater 1 and Theater 2, different styles of acting. We have Theater 3, which kind of runs periodically, which isn't listed up here just because, oh, it actually is listed up there. Hasn't run in a couple of years, due to kind of enrollment issues, but if it does run, it tends to be the most advanced theater course that we offer. So, that's about it.
For science, the requirements that we have for students before they leave Milford High is they have to take biology, and then they have to take at least 2 other full-year science classes. That's at a minimum though, and what we typically are going to recommend is that for a majority of students that they should take biology, chemistry, and physics as a minimum, and then take another 4th-year science class before they leave. This is especially true if you have a student who plans to attend a 4-year college after Milford High, which a majority of our students do that. So this keeps them competitive, especially if you have a kid who's planning to apply to some of the state schools. They're becoming more and more competitive as we go on. So if they do not have those kind of core science classes, they are going to be behind most of the other kids that apply. So we typically say bio, chem, physics, and then a 4th year, and that can be any of the electives or any of the APs that we have. Most freshmen are going to start out with biology, but we do have a small group of students who end up taking Physics 9 as a 9th grader instead. And then from there, what we typically do is we look at what they're taking for a math class. So if you have a freshman who's taking biology right now and they're also taking Algebra 1, we look at the level of algebra that they're taking, and then we will also look at the grade that they receive in that class. What we typically find is that if you have a student who's taking a college prep level Algebra 1 class, that they won't be prepared for, say, an honors level chemistry. So even if they do super, super well in college prep biology, and you're thinking as a parent, oh, this is awesome, they can move up to honors chem next year, it really goes back to the math class that they're taking, just because of the fact that chemistry is so math-based. So what we typically will say is if they are taking a CP level math, they will go into a CP level chemistry. If they're taking honors level math and they end up with an 85 or better for their overall average for Algebra 1, then we typically will recommend them for the honors chemistry. After biology, though, they don't have to go to chemistry, so some of the kids might choose, or they might just simply not have the math yet. Maybe they didn't take Algebra 1 already, or maybe they're taking Algebra 2 or Algebra 1 next year. But if they choose not to go into chemistry the next year, then they can take, as a sophomore, any of our electives. So they can take our anatomy class, they can take our marine biology class, or they can take our CP environmental class. From there, again, it kind of, you can go all different ways with science. We offer beyond those classes, the anatomy and the biology, the marine biology, and the CP environmental. We have 4 AP classes within our department. We have AP Environmental Science, we have AP Biology, which for those 2 classes, they have to have taken biology and chemistry in order to take those classes. We also have AP Physics, which they should have taken physics prior to taking that. And then we also have AP Chemistry, which they will have had to take chemistry before they take that class. We have 2 new semester electives that we're going to be introducing next year. We have a science math skills class that we're going to be introducing for our 9th and 10th graders. This will be by teacher recommendation only, because we're going to use this as a way to help students who maybe aren't very strong with their math skills and kind of help boost their math-related science skills, things like grafting, for example, so that they can be more successful later on in some of their science classes. And this will actually also end up helping out with their math classes too, and some of the stuff that we plan to do in that class. The second elective that we're going to introduce next year is, well, we already did it this year, but we're going to move it to 11th and 12th graders only next year, and it's called iSTEM Investigations. This is meant to be kind of like a capstone class. So this is meant for students who have already taken biology, have already taken chemistry, and they either have already taken physics or they are concurrently taking physics with the iSTEM Investigations. And that's going to be a very student-driven, very lab-based course. So that, I think, is kind of...
I'm sorry.
I don't know where I am. Yeah, that's kind of it.
Who's next?
Yeah,
Go to the next
so
one.
that's about it for science. So to Matt.
All right, thank you, Deb.
Math.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deb. Great job.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to the mathematics department, and we'll do our best to fix this. We think it's a cable that has died on us, but we will post this tonight, so you'll have access to everything that is on these slides, so thank you.
You want to look at this?
Yep.
And then
Okay.
you can do it.
I'm Mary Casello, the curriculum team leader for the math department. And we run our department similar to the English department with respect to 3 levels: the integrated level, the college prep level, and then the honors level. So students that are coming in at the integrated level are going to be starting out with an Algebra 1 Concepts course. All of our math students must pass 4 math classes to graduate from Milford High School, and they must include Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. Once they've achieved those 3, then there are several different pathways that the students could take for higher level math courses. The students that come in at the integrated level, they will take the Algebra Concepts as a freshman, Geometry Concepts as a sophomore, the Algebra 2 course as a junior, and then they have options. They can take a college prep statistics course, they can take a honors level or CP level trigonometry class, they can take a finance class that we offer as well. Students that come in at a CP level, they follow pretty much the same track: Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, and then they can veer off to some higher level math courses, honors level statistics, and an honors level trigonometry course. Our highest level students, if your student is currently in an Algebra 1 course in 8th grade, they will come into Milford High School taking honors level geometry class. And there's possibility that your students could actually take 2 maths as a freshman. They could take the geometry honors course as well as the Algebra 2 honors course, and that is by teacher recommendation. Once they achieve the Algebra 1, the Geometry, and the Algebra 2, those students generally move on to pre-calculus class. And beyond pre-calculus, we have advanced placement classes. We have 3 advanced placement classes. We have an AP statistics course, which I teach in the department, and we have calculus. We have AB calculus course. We also have a BC calculus course, and this year we've instituted a course for seniors only, and they take both the AB calculus course and the BC calculus course during the same school year. So it's a very fast-paced course, and a very rigorous course for those particular students. We also have a third level of calculus, which is not AP. That class does not need to take the advanced placement exam in May. It's a differential-based calculus, and hopefully for next year, we're going to introduce the Google Chromebooks for that particular course. They'll be using the Chromebooks in that course as well. That's it.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mary. And now, yes, we are moving on to Mr. Santamena in the History Department.
It's the cable. This cable's bad.
I can see it.
Not sure how much room I have here to move around. I'm Mr.
It's this
Santamena,
cable
Dustin
here that's
Santamena,
bad,
the
Carrie.
CTL for the History Department at Milford High School, also the co-band leader of the high school rock band as well. This is my first year as CTL and 10th year teaching at Milford High School, and thank you for coming and just talk as an overview, a general overview about the History Department and some of the courses we offer. We have, I think, I'm not sure, Mrs. Panaki, if you can verify, I think we have the most AP classes in the department, as well as probably some of the most electives in at least the core subject area. There's lots of different tracks you can take as far as pathways to the end. We start typically with freshmen with a World Studies course, and that is usually at the CP or the honors level for freshmen in the 8th grade and sometimes 9th graders, 8th graders, and then incoming freshmen and then current sophomores. They can take an AP World class. Then we can go to, from there, you have U.S. History 1, U.S. History 2, which is also CP on honors level. And then you can go to the AP level if you want as a junior, or you can take AP as a sophomore, and that will count for your U.S. 1 and 2. And then we wrap up with government, which is a semester-long class. There's a 4-year requirement for history or social studies, but not just history. We offer classes like economics, sociology, psychology. We also have a legal topics course, a mock trial course, in which we also have a component to that, which is an after-school extracurricular activity, which is a mock trial team, which is they go out and do competitions, and they, I guess, go against other high schools. Our teacher in that is he's a lawyer as well. As far as pathways, we have lots of different AP courses. I currently teach the AP US History, which is geared towards 10th and 11th graders, and there's an exam at the end, as all other APs there are. We have an AP World class. We have AP Government. We have AP Euro. We have AP Psychology, which is a very popular class offered to, I think, juniors and seniors still. So we're not just history, we're social studies, and the fact that we do history and we also do social sciences as well. So there's lots of different pathways. There's no, if the visual is up, you can see the different pathways, but you could focus on U.S. history, you could focus more on world or European history, or you can take more of a sociology, psychology track if you want to do that too. So it's a lot of different options. Thank you very much.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Santamena. He's very humble about the school's rock band. They do a fantastic job. We have a couple of performances every year for the students. Usually one right before the holiday break. We had a concert this year, and this auditorium was packed with students enjoying the performances. So it's Dustin and also Joe Picato and some of our students who are alumni, as well as our current students, and they put on a 70s and 80s rock style concert for the kids, and the students love it. So. Class of Rock, exactly. School of Rock. Okay, so now we're going to move over to Mrs. Tebbets, who's our visual arts curriculum team leader, 6 through 12.
Thank you. So as you might know, our new semester starts tomorrow, and I've got probably 100, 130 kids coming in. The thing that I hear from most of them when I walk through the door, the kids coming into our first level of classes, they'll all say, I can't draw, I don't know why I'm in an art program. Well, I'm kind of glad they can't draw, because if they all could draw like Da Vinci, I'd be out of a job. Okay. So what I reassure them with is that my job is to teach them what they need to know, and they leave, several months from now knowing a lot more than they came into. So that first level is intended for the kids who are coming up from 8th grade and have a desire to take art, certainly, and a desire to learn more. And we've got literally a class for everyone. We run the gamut of 2D, 3D, fashion, sculpture versus ceramics, 2 different types of 3D. And then we have classes that are geared more to the students who already have a demonstrated skill set and potentially an intention of going to college for art. That's our studio level program. And one can flow into the other. That's the beauty of it. We may have 8th graders who are coming in next year as freshmen and don't feel that they're very good at it, and we discover that in their freshman year, they're actually fantastic and they've got what it takes to move further, so they can move into that studio program. The studio program has 3 components, Studio 1, 2, and 3, leading to AP Studio. And this year we're actually introducing, or I should say reintroducing, our AP Art History program. That also has an honors component to it, so if students aren't convinced that they love art history enough to go through the full year with it, they can take Art History 1, which will go from ancient through early Renaissance, or Art History 2 in the second half of the year, which will cover the later Renaissance through modern. Okay. Let's see, we also have a wonderful program called Cooperative Art, which is a peer-mentored program. So if any of your children have developmental or physical special needs, they would be in that program, along with regular education peers who are potentially looking at human service careers or education careers. Okay, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. And next we have Ms. Taff talking about our health education program.
Here at the high school, we have a freshman health class, and that is a required health class for the freshmen that are coming out from the 8th grade. And we also have a 9th grade class that is the 10th grade class, rather, which is also a required course. And then we offer 3 electives in the junior and senior year. One of those electives is nutrition, and the nutrition has a component with it now that we'll have a lab period with it where they'll be actually making some nutritious food. There's also a sports and society elective and also a fitness for life. The 2 teachers are Alicia Brednar and Shannon Ryan, and that's pretty much our program.
And now we'll move on to physical education with Mr. Chapman.
Thank you very much. You guys have been a great group paying attention. I guess with physical education, you can say this is time for a little recess, so take a deep breath and relax. Physical education at Milford High School is a required course. They take it 4 years, and it's required for graduation. We have freshmen and sophomores take a 1-quarter physical education class, and the juniors and seniors are booked in for an entire semester or 2 quarters. We have facilities include the turf field. We go out there, we use the tennis courts, we have the gymnasium, we have the pool, and we have a new wellness center which complements of the hard work of Mr. Lenny Marcone and the community program. Redid a locker room, repainted it, composite flooring, and 4 treadmills, 6 cardio bikes, 2 ellipticals, a rower, 6 spin cycles, and a complete component of 7 Cybex universal equipment. That's open in the afternoon for students. Jason Potty of the physical education staff, funded by the community program, has that facility open after schools, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays for faculty, staff who haven't shown up yet. But many students, athletes take advantage of that. We have a comprehensive program. We try and encourage, through electives, a team sport component, which includes softball, ultimate frisbee for us leftover hippies, flag football, volleyball, pillow polo, basketball. We have individual lifetime activities, pickleball, which if you don't know, it's like a tennis game, hybrid of tennis and table tennis and badminton. It happens to be the fastest growing sport among retirement communities in Florida. So those of you looking for property at the Villages or other such, we would gladly do a pickleball unit for you. You can pick that up anywhere. We also do badminton, bocce for those longtime Milfordians looking to hone their game for the local clubs. We have 4 bocce courts. We do recreational swimming, dance, and we recently, to help with your family picnic, started backyard games, which include bago, can jam. We're bringing out ladder golf in the spring. We also have the full wellness series with boot camp. We have circuit training, Red Cross, CPR, AED, first aid. We've certified upwards to 75 students a year in those areas. We do a yoga class, aquatic fitness, and fitness walking. We also implemented this year with that new wellness facility we have, a fitness wellness in the 21st century that we are working in as a requirement to go along with the introduction of aquatic fitness for freshmen and sophomores. So let me know, we'll get that pickleball game going for all you guys, because I know I'm going.
Thank you, Dave. Okay, so now we're going to move on to Mr. Bayonne, who is our Director of Guidance, and he's going to talk with you about the guidance seminars and some of the work that goes on in the department.
Thank you, Ms. Bonac.
You're welcome.
All right, recess is over.
Okay.
So we're going to move on to guidance information right now. So the guidance counselors are in a unique position where we support students through high school and beyond. We support the teachers, and we support you as parents, too. So we're not in the classroom so much. We don't teach classes, but we do have a curriculum. And that curriculum has a structure for it. And our structure mainly is through our guidance seminars. So in our guidance seminars, we mainly meet with students in small groups. 9th grade is usually in the first semester when we meet with all 9th graders. And that's an extended orientation session, really to orient students more to the high school level, where the guidance counselors are, how they can be accessed. We talk a lot about the guidance, the graduation requirements, and also what is just different things about bullying and also the curriculum throughout the whole school. These are twice a year, as I said, and they're during class time. One thing we've done in 10th grade is that we're starting to go into the sophomore seminar classes. Sophomore seminar class is now a required class for all sophomores. So we partner with the sophomore seminar teachers to go in there twice during each quarter. So that's a quarter one class. So students can take that in first quarter all the way through fourth quarter. So we just finished with our second quarter seminars, and we're finding it to be a really great opportunity to talk with students in a larger group and to give them more information. And then in 11th grade, we also do small guidance seminars. Mainly that's in the guidance offices or in our guidance lab that we have up on the second floor. In 12th grade, the meetings mainly are one-on-one or in very small groups. In 12th grade, we start right out in September. Guidance counselors meeting with students, and that's mainly really around the college process. There's a lot that we do at the end of junior year that leads into the summer, and then we want to check in with those seniors right away. And those of you parents, oh, I don't think we have any parents. Oh, okay, all right, we definitely have one 12th grade parent. So in our parent night in September, we start along with that process. Okay. Second slide. So in our guidance seminars, a lot of our work is done around Naviance. So if a lot of, can I just have a raise of hands for all parents who know about Naviance who might have gone on? Okay, great. Excellent. So that's the majority of you. So that's where we do a lot of our work with the guidance seminars. In 9th grade, students are logging on, learning about Naviance, learning how to log on, learning what it is. It's an online-based system where they learn about career and college-based tools. There's a great college search on there. And then in senior year, plays a really critical part in the college application process. We're able to do just about everything online. Teachers download their teacher recommendations right onto the Naviance site. We as guidance counselors are able to send them off with transcripts electronically to colleges, as long as they're on the Common App system. So it's a really great tool, and we encourage all parents to get on it. Now there's, unlike a number of other things, there is not a parent way to log on and a student way to log on. There's only one way to log on, and that's through the student account. But we encourage all parents to go on with your students to see all about what Naviance has to offer. So I just mentioned a couple things. There's a career interest inventory that students take in 10th grade. They're able to match up their high skills from the career interest inventory into what could be things that they could go on to and major in college or go on in a career. And these things are built upon every year from 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, and on to their 12th grade. Okay. So just to talk a little bit about the high school credit system, all students take 7 courses throughout the year. We have a 7-day rotation that everybody probably knows about. 1 full year course equals 6 credits. The most credits a student can earn are 42 credits. Core classes will be full year courses, and most electives will be half-year courses. So this comes into play mainly during the course selection process, which we're going to be going through very shortly. The course selection process is different time limits and different sections of it. So the first part of it is where core teachers are going on and recommending students for next year's courses. So in English, math, history, science, and language, teachers are going on to the X2 system and entering courses that they would recommend based on their grades and their performance so far this year. After that, students are given course selection sheets for their electives. They meet with their guidance counselor. These course selection meetings with the guidance counselor is their one definite time that they're meeting one-on-one with their counselor. And the counselors go over the course selection process. They talk about electives, but they also go into what students need to know to end off the year. And those electives are then entered into the system. The schedule is made over the summer, and then schedules are made available on the X2 system about mid-August. One of the ways that we end up communicating with parents is a lot through the Naviance system. So that's another real important thing to make sure that you as a parent, have your email address on your student's Naviance page. Because we send out periodic emails, a number of you probably have already gotten them. We send them out to grade by grade. Sometimes we send them out to all students. This is information that students need to know throughout the year. And we build upon that through every year. Another part of the guidance curriculum are our parent nights. So we have a senior parent night that happens in September. We have a sophomore parent night. First time we've done a sophomore parent night. We did that this past October. As you saw on the schedule for January, we had our financial aid night. We did that early on in January. Then we had the alumni night that we did a couple weeks ago now. Can't believe it was just a couple weeks ago. So, and then we are coming up with our junior parent night that's going to be happening February 24th. All parents of juniors will be getting that in a mailing very soon. But we also welcome parents of sophomores and freshmen who want to learn about what is coming down the road. So we definitely invite everybody there. Trying to think if I think that's all I have. Be able to answer any questions afterwards. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Matt. Thank you. Actually, I believe you are still up, Mr. Bayonne, because you're going to speak a little bit about our English language development program for our ELL students.
That's right. Okay, an encore performance. All right, so we do have an ESL English language development program, an ESL program. This is for students coming in who need more support with their English levels. So we have 5 different levels of English of our ELD program, and they're built upon the base of support that students would need. So the English language development level 1 is for students who need the most English support. And they take most of their courses with ESL teachers. They'll take them in English, math, history, science. Some of those classes are with regular ed, non-ESL teachers, but there's usually an ESL aide in the room with them. Then we go on to our ELD level 2, ELD level 3, all the way up to level 5. The students in level 4 and 5, and even on level 3, are usually only taking 1 or 2 ESL classes. All the other classes are with non-ESL teachers. Okay, some of the courses that the ESL program does offer is a real-world skills class, a civics class, which is also similar to our world studies class, a U.S. history class, an Algebra 1, geometry, and foundations of math. These are all mainly classes that are taught by ESL teachers, who are all ESL certified. So we're very fortunate to have a lot of support in our ESL program. Students are evaluated in the Family Resource Center upon arrival to determine what level that they should be placed in these ESL program. And then at the end of every year, they're also tested on Access and WIDA testing, which determines what level they should be in for the following year and how they've developed throughout the year. We have many students that sometimes skip levels from year to year because of their development. No, just keep me on your toes. And so there are many students that, through the support of the ESL program, are able to sometimes skip levels and also test out of the program. So we're very fortunate to have some great support along those lines. I can talk about the VHS program.
I'll give you a break, Mr.
Okay,
Brown.
thank
I'll
you.
talk a little
All right.
bit. Thank you so much. So the next slide, we were talking about our 2 opportunities for online learning. So we're a member school of Virtual High School, and if you're interested in learning a little bit more about that, their website is govhs.org. There's a whole lot of virtual learning programs, but the one that we are a member of is at that website. So it's go, you have to put the word go, vhs.org. And they offer about 300 different courses that students can personalize their educational experience by taking. So they have a course with a student taking genes and disease right now. So this is a student who's interested in going into medicine, and so that's not a course that we offer here. And they're taking a lot of our science courses, but the students have to be in 11th or 12th grade, and they have to be prepared for a very independent, very, very rigorous experience. This is a great opportunity and a great fit for some students, but it is virtual. So the teacher is not physically in the building. The student is in a class with 20, 25 other students from around the world. And the teacher could also be anywhere in the world. So we have students in a class with a teacher from Holliston, and we have students in a class with a teacher who's in China. So it's a fantastic opportunity and experience for the students because they get to select courses that we otherwise could not offer, and really personalize their experience and give themselves the opportunity to get a little bit of a leg up in the college admissions process by taking a course that historically isn't available to a student in high school. So we also use virtual high school when we have conflicts. Sometimes students have a schedule conflict, and again, if the student is working at a level where they can handle the responsibility of this independent learning experience we work with that student in getting them registered for the virtual learning class. They can select the course that they would have the conflict here, and they would take that class during the school day in the library, and the cost of that course is of course incurred by the school. So that's something that students, 11th and 12th grade students who might be interested in that would want to talk to their guidance counselor about, because we do have a person who coordinates the registrations and so forth. And the registration for the fall semester is in August, so we ask that students talk with their guidance counselors before they leave, during the the course selection process, but definitely before they leave for the summer, because the orientation usually begins the third week of August, maybe the fourth, but it's typically the third week. So be mindful of that we are a member school. And the virtual high school program was, it actually originated in Concord. It was one of the first virtual learning experiences for high school students in the nation. So they're a great partner for us, and they certainly provide wonderful opportunities for our students. The other platform that we have is Apex, and we use Apex as a credit recovery program for students who may have lost credit for any number of reasons. Sometimes students are out of school for a period of time and they need to regain some credit. Sometimes students are in violation of attendance rules, and while they could pass a class, they have lost credit, and so they need to repeat a course. We use Apex sometimes for students who are at home or hospital stay, and we'll get them registered through the Apex program. So each of these programs has a specific service to our students as appropriate to the need that the student has. So the Apex program closely mirrors the curriculum that we have, and so we work with our classroom teachers on, some students have a blended experience where they're getting some work from classroom teachers in addition to being online with the Apex program. One of the benefits of Apex and VHS for the students is that it is a 24/7 program. So the students who are good with managing their time, they do very well with that. So some students are more than happy to log in Saturday morning and get their work done, and they'll work at it for 4 hours, and that's what's required, because these courses it's very similar, very similar to what students do in school. You have to be in the class for at least an hour every day, or otherwise you are really going to fall behind, particularly with VHS because of the level of rigor with that. But those are two online platforms that we offer for our students. And we also have a number of personalized learning experiences. We have independent studies that our teachers offer to students as appropriate, because the independent studies are above and beyond the teacher's teaching load. So all teachers have a full teaching load where they instruct their students, but these independent studies are beyond that. So they're during the teacher's prep period or they're after school. But the teachers are so supportive to the students, particularly these independent studies are for seniors, some juniors, but a lot of seniors, because they are, again, really looking to personalize that final year so that when they go through the college admissions process, they stand out. So they've done some extraordinary work their senior year. We have students in the practical arts department right now doing different designs in computer, in the CAD class. They have the new with the robots, and also with the printer, the 3D printer. So students are producing products with that 3D printer, and they're doing it in an independent study with Mr. Johnson. So that's an opportunity for students to really shine in the college admissions process. But again, the student has to earn that being in an independent study, as the name says, requires a lot of independent work, time management, ability to get the work done, and make sure that you're following the curriculum that the teacher has set forth. We also have a teaching assistant program, and that is a program for juniors and seniors who may be interested in going into education. These students apply to the program, they fill out an application, they are interviewed, have to write an essay, and at the end of that, if they're selected, the students, this very much models a college TA model, where the student goes into the classroom and is the teaching assistant for the teacher and works alongside the teacher to support student learning. So that's for, again, 11th and 12th grade students who are interested in the program, who are eligible for the program, but they have an amazing experience working side by side with the classroom teacher to learn themselves to learn themselves about about becoming a teacher and what that's really like, but also to support student learning. We have internships. We have a number of students who go out on different internships. We have students interning at various schools around the district. We have students at Milford TV. We have students, yes, Malcolm is at Milford TV. We have other students in different community organizations. We've had students who have been at the Rotary, the Chamber. We've had students at Special Olympics. So again, that's a very personalized experience for upperclassmen. We work with parents because students will leave campus, of course, and drive their car to their internships. But that's another amazing chance for students to really get into a field that they're very interested in, serve as an intern, serve as a volunteer, and earn high school credit all the while. We also have our Hospitality and Tourism Management Program, which you saw on the video, and that's a career pathway for students where they will graduate in that Chapter 74 program, which is nationally recognized. Chapter 74 refers to vocational programs, and so that's actually listed that way on the student's transcript so that when they apply to college, the colleges know what that is. They know that the student has fulfilled all the requirements of a 2-year vocational program, and we are looking to expand those, as was mentioned also. We also have a chance for juniors and seniors to take what we call the Humanities STEM Achievement Center, and what that is it's a period during the day where the students can go to a designated location and they can have time to study. There's a teacher there who is there to support the students' learning, but it's an independent period. So students may elect, if they're eligible, and again, a student has to be in good standing academically, behaviorally, attendance, and so forth. They have to apply for this through the guidance department. But if you have a student that is playing sports, that is working, that is taking a number of AP courses, and you see that your student would benefit from a little bit of time during the school day to get some things done because they're out straight all afternoon and all night and all weekend, that's something that you might want to consider for your students. So they would have that period in their schedule, and they would be, as I said, go to the designated location. It might be the library, it might be a classroom, and they can study, and they can work on things that they feel they need to work on. I'm going to move into our special education services. We have some different programs within special education. We have our Pathways program, which is an alternative pathway for students. That program is in this building. Students may be in the Pathways program throughout the course of the day, or they are in their part-time taking different classes as appropriate. Pathways is very personalized for students based on their needs. Some of the students are out on internships. Some of the students take English and math in the Pathways program, while other students might just take a history class in the Pathways program. But it's very much linked to exactly what that student needs to be successful in school. We also have our transitions program, and that's a program that we have for our students who may have been out on hospital stay for any number of reasons, and sometimes when you come back to school after you've been out for a little while, you need a program that supports that transition back into the classroom. So the transitions program is staffed by a school counselor, and there's an teaching assistant in there, and the staff in there works directly with the classroom teachers in order to support the student transitioning back into school. We also have the support center for our special education students, and that is built into their schedule every day. And in addition to the courses that they take with special education teachers, they would go to the support center, which is staffed by special education teachers and special education assistants who would support student learning in the support center based on what that student needs. So if a student needs additional help with math or English or science, the teachers in there would meet daily with the students to provide them with that extra help and support. Okay, so next we're going to move into the foreign language department, and we're going to ask Holly to come up, and she will talk with you about the different offerings in foreign language.
Bonsoir mes familles, je peux parler en français avec vous? Okay, I'll transition to English. My name is Holly Davern, and I am a curriculum team leader for foreign language. I'm also the 8th grade French teacher at Middle School East. And that's, I think, where we'll start our story. At Middle School East, we have students that have been taking French or Spanish in the 7th and 8th grade, and so they have completed Spanish or French 1. So they will be going into level 2 their freshman year. We encourage students to stick with the same language. It helps with proficiency, it looks good to the colleges, but it's nice to offer options. So if they do want to change languages, we also offer up at the high school Portuguese and Italian. One little note for our heritage speakers: if your child reads, writes, speaks Spanish or Portuguese at home, and they want to transition to those languages, but level 1 might be too, or even 2 might be too easy, on Friday, February 12th at Middle School East, we have a Spanish teacher and a Portuguese teacher that will administer a placement test to these kids. And so they might get into perhaps Spanish 3 or Portuguese 4, which is pretty exciting as a freshman. So there's some flexibility and creativity within the foreign language department. The next 4 slides, so I'll kind of talk to you about them as if you could see them. We're going to go back to 8th grade. So if your child is an 8th grade 110 French or Spanish student, okay, they're going to be following a college placement track. So they will be taking French or Spanish 2 freshman year, 3 sophomore year, 4 junior year, 5 senior year. That would be at an honors level though, so they would have to have a B+ and be recommended by the teacher. Same type of thing with honors. If your 8th grader is taking Spanish or French at the 120 level, they'll be at the honors track up here. Again, they finished French or Spanish 1, so it would be honors level 2 freshman year, honors level 3 sophomore year, 4 junior year, and then 5 senior year or advanced placement for college credit. You need to have 2 years of foreign language at Milford High to graduate, but the competitive colleges and universities are really going to be looking for 4 years of foreign language and the same language, okay? Now, what if your 8th grader, okay, would like to switch languages or has not ever taken foreign language before? We offer all 4 languages, okay? If they started off as a 110, again, we've got the college placement track. So level 1 freshman year, level 2 sophomore year, level 3 junior year, and level 4 senior year. Our Portuguese course, though, will be advanced at that level 4. Okay? Again, if your 8th grader has not taken French or Spanish and wants to switch languages, and they've been in a 120 course, they will take the honors track. So again, you have level 1 honors freshman year, 2 sophomore, 3 junior, and 4 senior year. I'd like to also encourage you all to be host families. We have students that come over from Spain, Italy, France, and China, and they are looking to stay in Milford for 1 to 2 weeks, and they need host families. We also have your students on the flip side. They're able to visit these countries for 1 to 2 weeks, and so they could go again to Spain, Italy, France, or China. Pretty exciting. It takes a lot of courage to go abroad and study the language and the culture that's different from your own, but this is a great thing to write in essays, to talk about in interviews, for teachers to write in their recommendation letters. So of course it's a very valuable and enriching experience. 2 more quick things. Lydia Buckley and I, she is the French teacher up at the high school. She and I are preliminarily planning a 4-night, 5-day to Quebec. So we're looking to further, again, the students studying the language and the culture, but of a different Francophone country. So that would be either June or July. We'll have more details about that. And Elizabeth Allegrezza, who is our Italian teacher at the high school, has spearheaded an initiative that's wonderful. It's called the Global Citizenship Certificate Program. And so it's available to all Milford High students, and they would be taking certain courses, they would be putting in certain community service hours, and there would be an international component. So they could host a student, they could go abroad, or they could participate in any multicultural or international event in the community. They would have a mentor, and senior year they would do a reflection and have a portfolio. And if they meet all the criteria, they would be awarded this very special certificate, which again sets them apart from the rest of the student body when you're applying to different workplaces or colleges. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and up next we have Ms. Pomeroy, who is our music department director, K through 12.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm Nadine Pomeroy, Director of Music K through 12 here. We are lucky in Milford to enjoy a very successful competitive music program which starts in kindergarten and goes all the way through 12th grade. We have two aspects to our program: the performing arts, which is our bands and choirs and orchestras, and a number of small ensembles, and then our classroom music courses. At the high school level, we have 6 large ensembles: 2 bands, 2 choirs, a string orchestra, and a full orchestra. They all meet at the same time in the morning. When your child first comes to the high school, and at the beginning of each year thereafter, they are immediately scheduled into performing arts. In September, we do auditions for groups, and then they get into those ensemble courses. So that's how we start out our year. We do audition. We audition for seating in ensembles and for seating to get into the higher level ensembles. In addition to that, we offer a number of after-school, extracurricular, small ensembles, chamber choir, percussion ensemble, saxophone choir. There's a number of them. There's a string group, small string group, and a jazz ensemble. And to be able to participate in those, you need to be a member of one of the large ensembles during the day. In addition to our performing arts, one more thing about that. We travel every other year and compete nationally, and our ensembles consistently receive gold ratings and outstanding classifications. So it's a great program, they're great kids, and we enjoy it. It's a good time. In addition to our performing program, we have classroom music. At the high school level, we offer piano keyboarding 1 and 2. We also offer, for students who want to delve more into the construction of theory of music, we do the theory of music. Theory 1 is a CP course. Theory 2 and 3 are honors level, and then we offer also an AP course. And in addition to that, to all of that, we also have a music appreciation course. It's called Music Appreciation Through Drumming. We have a history of rock and roll, and we also offer a co-op course, which is much like what Carolyn described to you in the art program. So it's a very, very comprehensive music education in Milford, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, and up next is Mr. Pinto, who is the curriculum team leader in business and practical arts, and his department has the vast majority of the electives that we offer at the high school.
And this is not our fault, but this is working, okay? So, but although tomorrow I think somebody's head will roll, I don't know. It's a bad HDI, it's a bad cable. I was in touch with our video guy, but anyway. We have a great variety of they're vocational and hands-on programs. Like Mrs. Barnard said, we're trying to bring back more vocational programs. I'm a product of this school. When I came to school here, we had a variety of vocational programs, which then went away, and we're trying to bring them back. It's not easy bringing them back, and once you get one, which we have now, the hospitality program back, we're going to try to get more, and that'll only help us. The programs that we have, the kids gain a variety of skills from, such as Microsoft Word, they get PowerPoint, QuickBooks, InDesign, Illustrator, Photoshop, CAD, Adobe Muse, Dreamweaver, Final Cut Pro, Java. These are programs, these are professional programs that they will become proficient in if they decide to take that pathway. What I mean by that is, let's say for instance, they're in, I'm going to take I teach photography and graphics. So let's say somebody wants to go into the photography. They'll take photography 1. Now we've opened it up to freshmen, so they have a chance to get in early. And then they'll go on to photo 2, which I'm teaching now this semester. And then they have an option also for photo 3, which is an advanced. Now if that student wants to continue with photography, then they can come in and take independent studies, in which they can take them during my photo 2, because I really don't have any more. There's only one of me to teach, so I would have to teach them, which I do now. I have them in other classes. Like I'll have kids in my photo 1 class take an independent study to further their skills. And I also have, another thing she mentioned was assistant teachers. Somebody will come in and be an assistant teacher, which has been great because they've had knowledge in Photo 1, and now they'll help me with those Photo 1 students. So those are different pathways that the students can take. And we offer them in several areas, like Pam Hennessy, she teaches family consumer science and foods. Now the kids can take 1, 2, and 3, and they also have an option to take it as dual enrollment with several community colleges. We also have what's called articulation agreements with these colleges that they can get credit for that course if they go to that college. And that's happening in my class, Mrs. Hennessy's class. Rich Johnson, which is the robotics, engineering, and CAD teacher. They also have some progressive classes. He'll have CAD 1 and 2, and he'll also have engineering 1 and 2. And robotics 1 and 2 also. One thing that we just added this year, which Mrs. Bonnet mentioned, was a 3D printer, which has been great. Kids have been playing around with that, and it's awesome. So we have the best of everything right now as far as equipment and programs. So the kids are getting a great education in the practical arts. It's an experience that they'll take to college with them. The skills they learn, they can utilize to enhance presentations in whatever field they pursue. So I wish we could show you the last thing, which is the video, which Jeremy Bolster created using our drone. We now have 3 drones, 1 operational and 2 are in the shop. It's very, very finicky. One of them kind of took a hit into a tree. The other one lost signal and decided to go. I think they went about 2 miles before they found it, but there's a lot of interference. But anyway, we really don't let too many kids fly. They have to really be proficient with it. And by the way, now I guess we have to register them. Anybody who's got a drone out there, you got to register it. So if you want to get a better experience, go online, look at our programs, but you can't go wrong by. Before we used to have exploratory when I was in school. I don't think there's anybody here that was in school when I was in school. I'm the oldest one up here. Oldest, not in age, oldest as in time teaching, right? Nobody's got 31 years, right, except for me, right? I am, see? Okay, I'm still hopping. You know, I would love to see more vocational programs back. I think kids need different pathways now. College isn't for everybody, or if a lot of our kids, I've got kids out there that I taught in the 80s and 90s that have their own studios, photo studios, graphic design. So, I mean, you know, I would love to bring back more vocational programs. And I know that that's her goal too, and that would help us out a lot. But check us out.
Thank you, Jose.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jose. And to that point, we really do. We want to make sure that we are providing an education for every single student in this building that excites them about learning. So we know that not every student is thrilled about the courses that they have to take to graduate. So we want to make sure that we're supplementing for them with enough courses that really do excite them and engage them. And if we can blend the two of them together and get the kids motivated and to thinking about their futures and college and careers and all the opportunities, because this is the last stop before they move out into the big world, whether into college or into a career. So we have 4 years to help them and to work with you to develop them as individuals who really have a vision for who they are and what they want to become after they leave us. So we try really hard to do that for our students. And as you heard tonight, we're running right now 283 courses in the high school. And of those 283 courses, we have 728 sections of those courses running right now. And that includes everything you've heard tonight, the teaching assistant programs, the VHS. So it's quite an operation that we have at the high school to ensure that we're meeting the needs of each and every student. And we're very proud of that. And I'm very, very grateful to all the curriculum team leaders, to all our teachers. They are so dedicated to the students. They are here early. They are here late in the afternoon. They're more than happy to come to evening presentations, to talk with parents. We are very blessed to have such a strong faculty who are devoted to your children. So With that, I will mention to you, Mrs. Tebbets did want me to let you know that she has this at-a-glance guide to the visual arts department at the Milford High School website on the art department pages. And we will put the video, the PowerPoint that unfortunately you didn't see tonight, but we will put all of this up and all of the locations I mentioned, the website, Milford TV. I'll push it into your X2 accounts and so forth, so you will have access to it. So with that, I will open this up to some questions. We're also going to have a follow-up if you'd like to come on February 5th at 7:15 a.m., 7:15 to 8. We're going to have an informal Q&A right across the hall in the teacher's lunchroom for parents. To come in and have a cup of coffee before work, and the guidance counselors will be there, and the administrators, and Dr. McIntyre, who will be our new superintendent starting July 1st. Because I think everyone knows that Dr. Tremblay has accepted a new position with the Weston Public Schools as their superintendent. So Dr. McIntyre will be at that event on Friday, February 5th. Also, just it's informal, just a Q&A, but to just talk with parents. So I know you've heard a lot of information tonight. It's a lot to take in all at once, but we will be meeting with your children over the next few weeks to do course selection. As Matt said, the teachers are putting the recommendations in. Your students will get a course selection sheet for electives, and they will choose a few because the way the scheduling works, it's in descending order, 12 through 9. So we make sure that students select up to 4 electives, because if a class fills with 12th, 11th, 10th, and there's no seats left, then the freshmen will not get that course in the freshman year because they have so much more time to take the course. So we do ask that they select a number of electives. We do the best we can to accommodate that within the confines of the master schedule, because we have a certain number of teachers who teach a certain number of sections, 728 of them as of today, and so we have to accommodate the upperclassmen, 12 through 9, within those parameters. So that'll be going on. You will be able to view this in the portal too. So once the course selection process is underway, which actually has begun, so you will be able to see these recommendations from the teachers in the portal, and you will be able to see the electives that your student has selected. You'll also get a sign-off sheet, a hard copy, that you will have to sign and return to us, confirming that you acknowledge the courses. If we don't get that back, that says to us that you're okay with the courses. So you're going to get a letter from me with all the details and timelines and so forth, but we will very shortly be going into that process. Okay. Yes?
If you think of the MHS class, and you mentioned that students taking genetics, as you said, you mentioned, is that kind of just science for the year, or is that an elective? Do you have to take another science as well?
No, that would be an elective. So that would supplement the requirement that the school has. So that would be an extra science class in that student's schedule. But the student would be given a period during the day to do that. Anything else? Okay, like I said, I know it's a lot of information to digest, and we'll put everything up on the website. Feel free to call us. I hope if you can make it on the 5th, that would be great to see you then as well. But if you can't, just please call us with any questions you might have, send an email, and one of us will get back to you, or a member of the guidance department. I'm very grateful and thankful to you for all your time tonight and for coming in to be with us. Have a wonderful evening.